Good morning, everybody. Shri L. Satya Srinivas, IRS Special Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, Chairman T-Board, and other dignitaries on the dais. I stand here with my head in shame as the leader of CCPA and of the tea industry. I know I have a written speech, but I don't want to talk about it because I want to talk what is real. I stand in shame because we have not been able to live up to the expectation and aspirations of our workers, because we, as CCPA, employ more than 90% of the workforce in the tea industry, and their wages have stagnated, their living standards have stagnated because our businesses have been unsustainable. I stand in shame also for the executives who work on our plantations and in our companies, because we have not been able to attract the right talent. We just heard that we need to get people below 25, the younger generation, to join. But how many people, how many among us would like our next generation to be in this industry? I don't think many hands will go up in this August audience, because we see the pain and we see the bleak future that this industry currently gives us. I stand in shame also because we, as producers, have not been able to give safe and good tea to our consumers. We did promise to the Honorable Minister last year that we will make amends for whatever wrong is happening at the plantations and at other places. We did try to do it, and we were to some extent successful, but somewhere along the line, the huge losses that we faced in our crops and the unsustainable prices that we received forced us back to using unapproved chemicals to save our plantations. If we are to talk about sustainability, we have to talk about these real issues and not merely hope that things will change. Things can change, and there is something that Tulsidas ji wrote in Hindi long back, Bhay bin hot na preet gosai. Translated, there is no love if there is no fear. And the fact is that we have become immune to any fear from regulators, from others, because we continue to default on making full wage payment to our workers, to making payments of Provident Fund across North India and in South India. Large scale defaults have happened, and we have failed because our produce, which the T-Board has been testing for a long period of time, and we at CCP have also tested, have been found to be lacking in terms of being FSSAI compliant. Now, are we to allow this situation to continue, or are we willing to make the change? I think it's like the elephant in the house. Are we willing to confront it, or are we going to be like ostriches, dig our heads in the sand and assume that things will happen on its own? It never happens that way. The initiative and efforts have to be put in by us. The results is not in our hand. As Lord Krishna has said, and this is the land of Lord Krishna, Guruvayur is next door, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. The right to work is ours. The results are not in our hands. And I think we, as in tea industry, need to work towards a future which is sustainable, which is something in which tea moves out from just being a coloring agent in the morning cup of tea, which was talked about earlier by the speakers, that 80–90% of India drinks it, but do you drink it out of pleasure, or is tea just the coloring agent in which the rush comes from the sugar and the taste comes from the adrak and the condiments and the spices that we put in our tea? Or are we going to go back to the tea where the fresh cup of tea that we drink without any other additives is something which is refreshing and is something which is safe and something which is one wants to aspire to drink? With these words, I request all of you to think, reflect, and figure out that whether in the next tea convention, whenever and wherever we have it, would we be able to answer these questions. Thank you.